If you are over 50 and live with a cat, there is a good chance your feline sees you in a way that younger owners will never fully experience. And no, I am not just talking about affection or routine. What I am about to reveal will completely change the way you understand those long stares your cat gives you. In this video, I am going to reveal the unique way cats see their owners over 50, a vision so special that younger cat owners could only wish to experience it. You are about to discover the hidden meaning behind the looks your cat gives you, looks that carry affection, wisdom, and a silent bond that grows stronger with time. Once you understand this, you will feel privileged to share a connection with your cat that not everyone is able to live. Cats have always been surrounded by mystery, but when it comes to owners who have crossed the 50-year mark, their behavior takes on a deeper and more emotional layer. If you have ever wondered why your cat seems to watch you in a different way, this is where you will find the answers. And if you love to learn the secrets hidden in your cat's behavior, subscribe now so you never miss the next revelations. Here we uncover everything your cat wants to tell you, but cannot put into words. So let us start with the first sign, one that is so common that many owners do not even notice what it really means. The first way your cat sees you differently after 50 is hidden in those long, silent stares that seem to follow you around the house. Many people believe a cat stares simply because it is curious, or because it wants food, but in reality, that look has layers of meaning. For owners who are past the age of 50, those looks carry a weight that younger owners rarely experience. It is as if your cat recognizes something in you that goes beyond routine. It senses the stability, the patience, and the slower rhythm of life that come with maturity. Imagine sitting quietly in your living room, maybe reading a book, or simply resting, when you suddenly notice your cat gazing at you without blinking. At first, it might feel a little strange, even unsettling, but that moment is one of the deepest gestures of trust a cat can offer. A cat does not waste energy staring at someone it does not feel connected to. That gaze is not about entertainment. It is about safety. When your cat holds its eyes on you like that, it is silently affirming that you are its safe place. The person it knows will not let the world around it become unpredictable. Younger owners often misinterpret this behavior. They may think their cat is just bored or waiting for something to happen. But with an owner who has crossed the 50-year mark, the look changes in meaning. It becomes slower, more intentional, almost like a pause in time. The cat is no longer searching for action, it is acknowledging presence. It is almost as if your cat is telling you, "I know you are here, and because you are here, I can relax." That kind of communication goes far beyond words. To make it even clearer, think about how cats behave in the wild. In nature, locking eyes for a long time is often a challenge, a sign of dominance, or even a threat. But inside your home, with you, the meaning shifts completely. For a cat to look into your eyes and keep that gaze steady, it means it has reversed its instinct. Instead of seeing danger, it sees reassurance. It has chosen to give you the highest level of trust, a privilege that not everyone earns. And this is not something you can force. You cannot demand your cat to stare at you this way. It is something that develops naturally with time, with years of shared routine, with the calm energy that tends to appear more strongly in people over 50. It is almost as if your cat is mirroring the life pace you offer. Where the world outside rushes, you offer stillness, and your cat reflects that back to you in its gaze. So the next time you catch your cat looking at you quietly, do not dismiss it as nothing. See it as a silent declaration, an unspoken message that says, "You are the anchor of my world." Few younger owners will ever be able to experience that exact kind of moment, because it is not about age alone. It is about the maturity, the patience, and the subtle stability that you have brought into your cat's life. And if you think this first sign already feels deep and emotional, wait until you hear the next one, because it reveals a form of affection that goes beyond words and shows how your cat connects to your very presence in the most unexpected way. The second way your cat sees you differently after 50 is in the way it chooses to rest near you. Many owners assume a cat lying close by is simply seeking warmth or convenience, but for older owners, this behavior often carries an entirely different message. Cats are masters of choosing where they place their bodies, and when they repeatedly settle beside you, at your feet, or even on your chest, they are revealing a perception that goes far beyond comfort. They are seeing you as their emotional ground, the place where their world feels balanced. Think about this. A cat has the entire house at its disposal. There are cushions, windowsills, chairs warmed by sunlight, yet it chooses your presence over all of those options. For owners in their 50s and beyond, this happens more often, and it is no coincidence. With age comes a steadiness that cats instinctively read. Your cat is not just resting near you because you happen to be sitting down. It is actively making the decision that your energy is the safest place to recharge. There is something almost symbolic about this. When a younger person is moving quickly through life, rushing from one thing to the next, a cat may not always find that energy appealing. But when it senses the calm rhythm of someone who has lived longer, it begins to treat that person not just as a companion, but as a foundation. Lying beside you becomes more than relaxation. It becomes alignment. Your cat is literally synchronizing its body to your pace, drawing stability from you in ways most owners never realize. You may even notice your cat shifting positions depending on your mood. On days when you feel tired or reflective, it might climb onto your lap as if to shield you with its presence. On brighter days, it may simply curl at your side, offering silent company. These are not random choices. Cats are incredibly sensitive to human emotional states, and the older the owner, the more consistent those signals become. Your cat has learned to read you like an open book, and lying near you is its way of responding without words. Scientists often talk about how cats release oxytocin, the hormone of bonding, when they rest close to humans. But here is the hidden layer. With owners over 50, that release is mutual in a different way. You are calmer, more present, less distracted by constant movement, and your cat feels that difference. In return, it begins to assign you a role in its life that younger owners cannot easily reach. You become the quiet center of its universe. Imagine walking into your living room and seeing your cat already waiting on your chair or stretched across your bed before you arrive. Younger owners may see this as a pet simply liking the spot, but for you, it is a sign of anticipation. Your cat knows you will be there, and it is already preparing to share that space with you. It is not just about habit, it is about trust and recognition. So the next time your cat curls against you, pay attention to what it is really saying. It is not simply choosing comfort, it is choosing you. And in that choice lies the proof that your bond has reached a depth not everyone will ever experience. But if this surprised you, the next sign will go even further, because it shows how your cat uses its actions not just to stay close, but to protect you in ways most owners never imagine. The third way your cat sees you differently after 50 is in its protective behavior, those subtle moments when it positions itself in ways that seem accidental, but are anything but. Cats are natural observers, and when they sense that their owner is older, their instincts often shift. Instead of simply being cared for, they begin to take on the role of guardian. You may have noticed your cat suddenly appearing in doorways before you enter a room, or sitting near the hallway as if blocking your path. Some owners think this is just curiosity, but in truth, it is a form of silent vigilance. Your cat is watching, not just out of habit, but because it feels the need to monitor your movements and surroundings. It has assigned itself the role of sentinel. For younger owners, cats may behave this way occasionally, but with older owners, it becomes far more consistent, as though the cat is aware of the importance of staying close. Think about those nights when you cannot sleep and you get up in the middle of the night to walk around. Notice how often your cat follows you, padding softly behind you with no request for food or play. That behavior is not random. It is your cat's way of making sure you are safe, that you are not alone in a vulnerable moment. Cats are hunters by nature, and hunters watch over their territory. With you, the territory is not just the house, it is your well-being. There are also moments when cats show this protective side in more subtle ways. Have you ever noticed your cat suddenly staring intently at a corner of the room or listening carefully when nothing seems to be happening? Younger owners often dismiss this as the cat being quirky or distracted, but for an older owner, these behaviors are often paired with positioning. The cat sits closer to you as though placing itself between you and the unknown. In its own feline way, it is scanning for threats. What makes this even more fascinating is how protective behavior changes with age. As owners mature, cats begin to recognize slower steps, longer moments of stillness, or even the quiet energy that comes with years lived. And in response, their instinct to guard strengthens. They may not roar like a lion or bark like a dog, but their protection is silent, steady, and deeply intentional. It is a constant awareness, as though they have decided that their life's mission is to stand watch over yours. One touching example is when a cat chooses to sleep facing its owner, often keeping its eyes half open until it is sure the room is calm. In those moments, your cat is acting not just as a companion, but as a watchful protector. It knows you are vulnerable when you sleep, and it stays alert just long enough to reassure itself that you are safe. That small action carries an incredible amount of meaning, even if most people never notice it. This protective instinct is something that makes older owners privileged in a way that cannot be forced or manufactured. It is earned over years of consistency, of shared silence, of mutual understanding. And once your cat takes on that role, it does not let it go easily. You are no longer just the caretaker. In its eyes, you are the one worth guarding. And if this sounds surprising, just wait for the next sign, because it reveals an emotional depth that goes far beyond protection, something tied directly to love, companionship, and even loneliness, in a way that only owners over 50 can truly experience. The fourth way your cat sees you differently after 50 is through the emotional bond it builds in response to your presence. Cats are incredibly perceptive, and they do not just react to physical actions. They absorb the atmosphere you create. For owners who have crossed that stage in life where the home becomes quieter, routines steadier, and moments of reflection more common, cats begin to step into an even deeper role. They become emotional companions. Have you noticed how your cat seems to appear out of nowhere during moments when you feel lonely or reflective? It is not a coincidence. Cats pick up on changes in body language, breathing patterns, and even the subtle energy in a room. When you sit down at the end of a long day, lost in thought, your cat may curl against you without making a sound. It is not seeking play or food. It is responding to your emotional state, almost as if it feels the need to remind you that you are not alone. This bond often becomes stronger with age, because as life slows down, cats begin to notice the silence more clearly. They do not just see you as the provider of food or care. They see you as their main source of connection. Younger owners may be distracted by constant changes, loud environments, or endless responsibilities. But with you, your cat finds constancy, and in return, it offers companionship at a level that is both subtle and profound. Consider how a cat reacts to sadness. Many owners over 50 report their cat lying directly on their lap or chest during moments of grief, almost as if trying to take the weight away. Some cats will gently nudge with their head. Others will simply stay still, offering nothing more than presence. And yet, that presence carries a healing quality. It is a way of saying, I feel what you feel, and I am here to share the silence with you. Younger owners might never notice this depth because they do not spend as much quiet time in tune with their cat's responses. Another layer of this emotional connection is the way cats adjust their rhythms to yours. If you take naps more often, you may notice your cat synchronizing its sleep with yours. If you spend evenings sitting in a favorite chair, your cat begins to associate that moment with closeness. These are not just habits, they are rituals of connection. Your cat is weaving itself into the very fabric of your daily life, not only to accompany you, but to make sure you never feel the weight of solitude. This kind of companionship is one of the greatest gifts cats offer to older owners. It is silent, it is steady, and it is deeply personal. Younger cat owners might look at you with envy when they realize your cat stays by your side without demanding constant play or stimulation. What they do not understand is that this is not about training or luck. It is about the bond your age and your presence have built. So the next time you feel your cat curling close in the quiet moments, understand what is really happening. It is not just lying there, it is choosing to share your emotional space, to be your partner in both joy and reflection. It sees you not only as the person who cares for it, but as the heart it chooses to accompany through every silence. And if you think this emotional depth is already powerful, the next sign will surprise you even more, because it reveals something counterintuitive, an aspect of your cat's perception that very few owners of any age ever stop to consider. The fifth way your cat sees you differently after 50 is perhaps the most surprising of all. It begins to view you not only as its guardian, but almost as its equal. This may sound strange because we often imagine cats placing themselves above us with their proud and independent nature. Yet with older owners, something shifts. Your cat stops seeing you as just the provider and starts interacting with you as though you are another cat in its family group. One of the clearest signs of this is grooming behavior. Have you ever noticed your cat trying to lick your hair, your hands, or even gently nibble at your skin? To many, it feels odd, even uncomfortable. But to your cat, this is one of the most intimate gestures of acceptance. Cats groom one another only when they share a deep, trusting bond. And when your cat does this to you, it is blurring the line between species. It is treating you as one of its own. Younger owners may experience playful versions of this, but with older owners, it often carries more seriousness, as though the cat has fully integrated you into its emotional hierarchy. Another surprising sign is when your cat brings you small gifts, even if they are not always pleasant. A toy left on your bed, a piece of fabric dragged across the floor, or in some cases, a caught insect. While most people see this as strange or even inconvenient, it is actually one of the strongest indicators that your cat sees you as a member of its group who deserves to be provided for. In its mind, it is not giving you a random object. It is sharing resources, the way cats do with family. Even the way your cat communicates changes. Instead of constant meows for attention, you may notice quieter, more deliberate sounds. A soft trill, a low purr when you enter the room, or even silence accompanied by close body contact. These are not demands. They are acknowledgments. It is your cat's way of saying, "You belong with me." And here lies the counterintuitive truth. As you grow older, your cat stops depending on you in the same way it once did and starts including you in a kind of partnership. You are no longer simply the caretaker. You are recognized as part of its inner circle, almost like a fellow cat it respects and protects. This is why some older owners notice their cats following them closely from room to room, not because they need something, but because companionship has become mutual. This final sign is powerful because it flips the narrative. We often think of ourselves as the ones who raise and protect our pets, but your cat, especially once you have crossed 50, begins to see you through a lens of equality and kinship. It is not about control. It is about belonging. And once you understand that, every small action, every lick, every gift, every silent moment of company takes on an entirely new meaning. So if you ever wondered whether your cat truly sees you as more than just a source of food, the answer is yes. By this stage in life, it sees you as family in the purest sense of the word. That is something younger owners may not yet earn, but for you, it is already happening every single day. Now that you have seen the 5 ways your cat sees you differently after 50, take a moment to think about what this really means. Every stare, every moment it lies beside you, every silent step that follows you from room to room. These are not random behaviors. They are proof that your cat recognizes you in a way that not everyone gets to experience. You are not just its owner, you are its safe place, its companion, and in many ways, its equal. Have you ever noticed one of these signs with your own cat? Tell me in the comments which one you recognized, because I want to know how many owners have felt this same silent connection. And if you love discovering the secrets behind your cat's behavior, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications, because there are still so many mysteries waiting to be uncovered. I will see you in the next video.